Welcome to the Agents of Fandom podcast. My name is TJ Zwarich, and we have a very special exclusive interview with one of the most interesting and fun characters on the new hit show Peacemaker. I am here with the actor who plays Judomaster, Nhut Lee. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to be doing this. And first thing, I want to say congratulations on the success of Peacemaker. And it was announced yesterday, renewed for season 2. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, very excited to hear that come in yesterday. I feel like the fans have been so great and supportive that season 2 was sort of inevitable. So here we are.
Yeah, it's exciting. I just watched the finale this morning, and obviously it was mind-blowing. And so we'll be talking some spoilers for the finale. So if you haven't watched that, the finale yet, make sure you press pause, tune into this interview, because we're going to be talking quite a bit about it. But before we do, I was listening to a few of your past interviews, and you talked a lot about the comedic talent and improv ability that John Cena has. This isn't your first time working in big time comedy stuff. You've worked with comedians like Nick Kroll in the past with the Kroll Show on Comedy Central. How does John Cena, who's still relatively new to acting, how do his comedy and improv abilities compare to some of the legends you've worked with in the past?
I would say it's definitely up there. What John does is so creative with the things that he pulls from. Like, you wouldn't think about like all of his references, but he's just so quick and so smart that I feel like it's a perfect fit for the show and James. So yeah, he's great.
And you were able to banter and riff so well with those characters. How much of that for you was what James wrote, and how much of that was your own improv? I'm especially curious of the hot Cheetos thing. That was Judomaster's favorite snack. Was that something you brought in for fun, or was that something James wrote in?
So I would say probably 99% of what you see was written by James. The Cheetos, he loves Cheetos, so he had Judomaster eating Cheetos all the time. There were some takes that we were able to improvise, like my entrance in episode 7, the Ding Dong Bitches. I came in and we had like a few alternate lines, and he was like, just come in, because originally it was supposed to be him coming in and saying Ki, and he was like, just say something fun, and so we just improvised a few things. So Ding Dong stuck.
Ding Dong stuck, and that's fantastic. So you were able to bring the comedy and the fun, but the finale left you in a bit of a heartbreaking position as well. Your character was left in tears after the Butterfly Massacre. What was scripted to be going on through your mind in that moment?
So at that moment, he like runs up to the field, and these butterflies that he's been protecting, like everything is gone, and he missed the fight. I think what was going through his mind is like regret. Maybe he shouldn't have gone to get those bag of Cheetos at the convenience store. He missed all the fun, and he failed his mission essentially. And like, these were what he believed to be good aliens, who came here to help save Earth. And so I think he is in fact a hero in his own right, because he was thinking he's doing the right thing. And then he shows up and his faction is gone, and he failed the mission. So I think that's why he got so emotional.
Absolutely. And it makes sense. And you played that part to perfection. That episode was just an absolute roller coaster, from the twist of finding out the Butterfly's actual mission to how Peacemaker handled it and his character growth. I'm interested with that big Justice League scene at the end. How much of that was obviously kept secret from us? How much of that was kept secret from you guys as well?
So we got the script, and obviously it was like watermarked, and we couldn't spill it because we got the first 7 episodes pretty quickly. And then for the 8th episode, they sort of waited to release it to us. But when I read it, my jaw was like on the ground. I'm like, because like, you know, the implications of tying the Justice League into like this universe is huge. And having them like show up and also like they missed the whole thing was, I thought, pretty funny. But yeah, I'm excited to see how things progress from here, introducing that, or maybe us into their world. I don't know.
It's very interesting how that could collab in the future. And when did you find out about it being renewed for season 2? Was this something that when James Gunn dropped it on Twitter that you found out for the first time as well? Or have you known for a little while and haven't been able to spill the beans?
I knew prior to the announcement. How much prior? I don't think it's safe for me to say. But yeah, I knew it was sort of like in the works, and they were just waiting for a few things to clear through. And then when it finally, you know, was released, everyone could sort of not need to hold that secret anymore. So I like told my mom and my friends and all that kind of stuff, you know.
That's awesome. That's super exciting. You, as the character as the person who's portraying the character of Judomaster, what, as a fan, what type of arcs would you hope to get to see him portray in season 2 of Peacemaker?
Yeah, I think season 1 is just like you know, an introduction to who he is. So hopefully, if I'm back in season 2, they'll explore more of his motivations and why he, like some of his actions and maybe some of his background. And I definitely would like another rematch with Peacemaker, maybe Vigilante. So we'll see.
And I was going to ask you as well is, can you tell me if you are in fact back for season 2 or not? But the way you worded that kind of let me know that you probably aren't supposed to say anything yet. And so I'll move on to my next one. I'm interested in your martial arts background before playing the character of Judomaster, because obviously he kicks ass in all types of ways. What is your actual martial arts background, and how much did you have to prep for the role? And do you think you could take John Cena in real life now?
So I started acting professionally about like 10, maybe 12 years ago. And ever since then, I wanted to audition to do like the live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And so a few years ago, when they had plans of making it the live action, I started taking like Shaolin Kung Fu and Wushu classes. And so I did that for about 2 years, and then like did a little stunt reel and all that kind of stuff. And then when the Peacemaker audition came through, my reps sent over that stunt reel, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we really like it. But if you watch it on YouTube, it's a lot of like weapon stuff." And they're like, "This character doesn't really deal much with weapons. Do you have any like hand-to-hand combat stuff?" And so that night, my roommate and I like choreographed like a fight scene that we shot in my friend's backyard and sent it over. And they like liked it. And then I had an interview with the stunt coordinator just to see like how I like took directions on camera, like martial arts wise. And then I thought I was like, you know, pretty prepped. And then we got to Vancouver and started training. And I was like, everything I learned before, I need to like, you know, relearn. And so the first fight in episode 3, we actually practiced for about a month prior. And it was like 2 hours of fight training and choreography in the morning, and then an hour of me working out at night. And so it was like really intense conditioning and stuff like that. So I think I did pick up some things. I'm not sure if I could take John now, just because he's such a beast. But I'm better than where I was before.
And the hard work definitely pays off, because on screen, it looks like you've been doing it for your entire life. So kudos, kudos to you for that. And on that note of hard work, it's no secret that in the past, when often people work with James Gunn and they do a really great job in their role, it lands to them being in future James Gunn projects as well. And this has obviously been the case for Chakudi Iwuji. Now he's going on to be doing something with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well. Have you given James the old nudge, or has he given you an old nudge about something potential in the works for the future?
I think James and I enjoy working with each other a lot, and it would be difficult for me to say exactly what we would work on together next, but it's, always open. And I'm trying to say this as PC as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry.
I'm always excited. To work with him because I had so much fun the first time. So he could call me up and be like, I want you to be a rock. And I'll be like, I'm there, I have that much trust in him. Cause how he handles Peacemaker is just so amazing to me. The writing is so good. So I have a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, the writing is so good. And it's funny that you say that you have that trust in him, because our podcast actually originally just started off as a Marvel podcast. We were reviewing the Hawkeye TV show, and that's how we started. But we branched out ever since then. But two common phrases that we keep repeating over and over again seem to be, anytime we have concerns, are, well, in Kevin Feige we trust, and in James Gunn we trust. Those two keep popping up over and over again. So I definitely see what you mean there. And his writing is so intricate in this show, because it tiptoes the line of dealing with very important real world issues like racism and homophobia. And if done the wrong way, that could be very dangerous to put out in a show. But he's really handled it really well. And the show has been able to represent people of color and queer people on screen in a fantastic way, and show great character development and tell real world stories in a not so real world. What has it been like working on a show that not only is a hit show in terms of people's enjoyment, but the important conversations that it brings to the world as well?
I think as a performer, I, just do my piece of the puzzle. And I think when everything comes together, you sort of pick up these themes and motifs that James does so well and so delicately. And I think it's a testament to everyone involved who's behind the camera, in front of the camera, that we were all on board, this is a great story. And these themes are really hard to tackle, but he does it so well that we were all on board. It wasn't ever maybe he shouldn't say that, or because I think we know where James's intentions are, and he doesn't hate any one group or whatever of people. And so to portray the world in such a realistic way of having Peacemaker who's super racist and whatever, and his father is even worse, and then to have the offset of Adebayo and Kia and all that kind of stuff. It's just this is just the world that we live in, and this is just people living in that world.
I think that's one of the best parts about representation in film and TV is it's bringing more of the real world to the screen. And I think this show did a fantastic job of that. And that first scene with Peacemaker in the hospital really set the tone for the whole show in terms of what we were going to get in that sense. Now, I'm so thankful you joined us. I know you're going to be doing some Peacemaker watch party for the finale later tonight, so I'm definitely going to have to join in on that as well. And shout out, I'll say hi. But I have one more question for you. Like I mentioned, we started off as a Marvel podcast. I'm not sure how much of a fan you are of the comic book world before you started getting into this, but if you've watched any of the MCU movies and you could cast yourself in any role for any upcoming film, whether it exists or not, I'm curious to where it would be, and whether it's the Marvel world or the Star Wars world.
Oh, tough. I like both universes. I think maybe as of right now, because I am playing a superhero already, I think maybe it would be fun to do something in the Star Wars or the Star Wars universe. Yeah, I'll say that.
More of you go light side or a dark side person? You on the Jedi or the Sith side which one would you have more enjoyment playing?
I think it's always more fun to play evil because I feel like, an evil person, they didn't start evil, or maybe they think that their side is the good side, like they don't go into being like, oh, I'm evil just to be evil. Like they have a cause, it might not be the right way of pursuing that cause, but it's their cause that they're virtuous about. And so I think straddling the line of maybe this isn't the best way to go about, achieving your goal, but still like it's worthy. I think Judomaster is sort of like that because he started out or is a hero and he thinks he's doing the right thing, but then at the end, like, is he really? So I think it's interesting to play that line.
And it's fantastic too, because you played it great in the show and you mentioned playing the line, and for you as the character, getting to know him, you're playing him as someone who views himself as a hero who maybe made some bad decisions that he realizes at the end. He's filled with a bit of regret. For us viewers, we're viewing him as the antagonist the whole time until the end we learn, oh, maybe this man was a hero as well. He was just doing things in his own way. And so it's two totally different perspectives. It's an interesting line to tiptoe, and you've done a fantastic job of it so far.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And once again, congratulations on the show's success so far. It's one of the top shows in the entire world, and congratulations on it being renewed for season 2. I hope to hear about your involvement in the future, and I can't wait to see it.
Great. Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.
You as well. It's been a pleasure. And that concludes our exclusive interview with Nali, aka Judomaster of Peacemaker, one of the top shows in the world. One of the things you hear is nobody knew they needed this show, but everybody is very happy they got it because it was a character no one knew much about in Peacemaker. And this show has just taken the world by storm in the best way. So we're so thankful it has been renewed for season 2. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click that like button, help us out. Subscribe to the channel. You can find this stream anywhere you get your podcasts, and make sure you follow us on all the socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. The only one that has a different name is Twitter. It's at Agents Fandom. Things have been so chaotic for us lately with all of these interviews and our normal episodes. We just had a trailer breakdown with Aaron Perrine of comicbook.com and Phase Zero. You can find that on YouTube and streaming everywhere. Make sure you check out our socials because we have a lot more announcements coming. We have giveaway winners to announce. We have a fun Marvel March project that we're going to announce. So stay tuned to all the socials. Make sure you subscribe. And then head over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating, write us a nice positive review. It is your best way to boost your chances, and these giveaways gets you 10 extra entries right off the hop. Thank you so much for joining us. That will do it for us today. Peace.